Little People Big World celeb Amy Roloff recently said goodbye to her 96-year-old dad. So what happened with this situation, and what did Amy have to say about it? As much as Little People Big World fans have gotten used to seeing Amy Roloff and Marek in TLC scenes from the show, Amy now has a lot more time to do other things with the show no longer on the air. Even before the official cancellation of the show, many Little People Big World fans saw the writing on the wall. With Zach and Tori Roloff quitting, any future seasons would be focusing on Matt and Karen, as well as Amy and Chris, and many viewers felt that this alone would not be enough to carry the show. As a bonus, however, with the show officially canceled, that opens up a lot more time for Amy Roloff and others to do other things, and Amy took full advantage of that recently. For any Little People Big World fans who have not been keeping up with updates from Amy Roloff, she recently traveled back to Michigan to visit her 96-year-old dad, as well as her other relatives. This is something she enjoys doing whenever she gets the chance. Unfortunately, however, with every happy hello comes an unfortunate goodbye once the trip is over and Amy has to get back to her life outside of Michigan. Amy recently shared updates on her journey back, and she had some words to share with her followers as well. Bittersweet leaving Michigan today, but I can't wait to get back to Chris, my kids and grandkids. While showing off a selfie during her travels, Amy Roloff also wrote, "I'm glad I was able to have another just hanging out with my dad visit. Now that's sweet. One of the inevitable things about travel is, at some point, you're going to experience a layover en route to your destination. While many people consider layovers to be an unavoidable hazard of traveling, some people, like Amy Roloff, make the most of the extra downtime." One of the other things that Amy Roloff shared during her recent layover in Minneapolis was a giant Snoopy figure in the middle of the airport. In addition to sharing a selfie with a cartoon character in the background, Amy Roloff wrote, "Layover in Minneapolis. Had to say hi to Snoopy. See you soon, Hillsboro." Amy Roloff recently shared an update mid-flight as she flew back home to Michigan to spend some time with her 96-year-old dad and other family members. As Little People Big World fans who have been keeping up with the latest news have heard, the TLC show was officially canceled after 25 seasons. Having a run that extended from 2006 until 2024 is certainly nothing to scoff at, as the entire family documented their lives for a long time. One of the benefits of no longer having a TLC crew around and no longer having to stick to a TLC filming schedule is that Amy Roloff and others have a lot more time to do other things, and they are no longer tethered to committing to that time. Based on the latest updates from Amy, she is clearly taking full advantage of this extra freedom. Luckily for Amy Roloff, her dad is still around. At 96 years old, he is still kicking, and Amy regularly flies back to Michigan to spend time with him, as well as to see her other family members. Recently, Amy shared a pic flying in style in first class on the way to see her father, and it looked like a smooth flight. Along with showing off a pic of her flying high and on her way to Michigan, Amy Roloff wrote, "Flying to Michigan to hang out with my 96-year-old strong dad. This is a staying up all night, look to Uber it to the airport at 3:00 a.m. First class may not be the same back in the day, but it's still a treat and fun." Amid the Little People Big World cancellation after season 25, an insider dished that the only family member who wanted to continue filming the show was Matt Roloff. Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff officially quitting the show was the catalyst to bring about the cancellation, and everyone, aside from Matt, seems to be happy that this chapter is over. As for Amy Roloff, she has more time to enjoy first-class flights to Michigan, and she has more time to spend with Marek as well, along with more time for her cooking, baking, and other endeavors, and she seems perfectly content with that. Tori Roloff left fans laughing over the weekend when she admitted to an all-too-relatable toxic trait. The Little People Big World outlet made her revelation by way of a video that she posted on Instagram on Saturday, January 25. In the clip, the mom of three panned her camera over to show several countertops in her home. The surfaces were spotless as they gleamed in the daylight coming in through the windows and from the lights that were on inside the house. The only objects on the countertops were a few essentials, such as a knife block and drinking glasses, and a few decorative touches, like picture frames and flower-filled vases. My toxic trait is my stress level is directly related to how many things are on my counters, the TLC star wrote in a text overlay included with the video. She added a clarification in her Instagram caption, writing, "But don't look in my junk drawer." Several of Roloff's fans wrote in to say that they understood her point of view completely and that they totally agree. "I'm the same way," one fan wrote as another said. Yup, I can totally relate." And a third said they feel this deeply. "You must have no stress." One person commented after viewing the Raising Heights podcast co-host's clutter-free countertops, while another observed, "Your counters are calming. Clutter-free is peaceful. I wish I had this trait," one Instagram user admitted. A few people also wrote in to echo the reality TV personality's comment about stashing objects in a junk drawer, with one commenting, "So true about the junk drawer. The dreaded junk drawer, it's my nemesis." Another fan wrote, "Tori Roloff is sharing a little-known secret about the way reality TV shows film for TLC. After starring on Little People, Big World for over a decade, Roloff made an interesting revelation about the network's atmosphere of limited communication between cast members on different series. In a new episode of her and husband Zach Roloff's podcast Raising Heights, the former reality stars opened up about what it was really like behind the scenes of their family's TLC show and how they were not encouraged to connect with other reality stars at the network. "I don't think TLC wanted the talent to be mingling," Tori claimed during the Thursday, January 23 episode of the couple's podcast. "I don't think they wanted the talent to talk to each other." After appearing on Little People, Big World since season 10, Tori and Zach ultimately decided to leave the show, making their last appearance in the season 25 finale. During their conversation, Tori and Zach also mentioned fellow TLC alum Jinger Duggar Vuolo, who grew up on her family's reality series 19 Kids and Counting. Tori and Zach only recently crossed paths with Jinger and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, when they met in person for the first time earlier this month. TLC was probably scared, Tori suggested during the recent podcast episode, while Zach seemingly agreed, adding, "We weren't all like unionized. Reality TV wasn't unionized. We talked a little bit about that with Jinger and Jeremy, and how that would have been nice to have that communication with somebody else that was doing the same thing you were doing," Tori stated. "But we had a great time," she added of the pair's hangout with Jinger and Jeremy, calling them some great people. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff recently caught the attention of Little People, Big World fans after images of children playing at their home came to light. Some fans were especially worried about the children's safety. Taking to social media, many fans discussed what could go wrong and what the family should do. Jeremy and Audrey became known to fans from Little People, Big World. In the series, Jeremy's parents Amy and Matt and his fraternal twin brother Zach all have dwarfism. The show explores the family's everyday life, including the love lives of Matt and Amy's children. As seen in the series' 8th season finale, Jeremy and Audrey married on the Roloff family farm back in 2014. The two have gone on to start a family of their own, including their 4 children Ember Jean, Bo James, Radley Knight, and Mirabelle May. On Reddit, a fan recently shared screenshots of a recent addition to Jeremy and Audrey's new home. In the images, children could be seen playing on a rock wall installed in the children's playroom. As seen, the children and their friends were all dressed in costumes like fairies and superheroes as they played on the wall. In addition to the rock wall, one girl was seen on a climbing rope while another was climbing up a ladder. A caption in the second image read, For those that missed it, yes, Jeremy built this whole rock wall in our playroom. He had a very specific vision of it, and it's so cool to see how it's come to life. All the kids love it. A smaller caption also read, "There's a little spot to top out in this corner." The original poster showed some concern for the refurnished playroom, as they wrote, "How long until a friend falls and their parents sue Oj and Germ?" In addition, many fans took to the comments to share some similar concerns. As with the original poster, one concern was that the family could get sued over the room. Some suggested the children should be wearing helmets or discuss what made things unsafe for kids. These comments also included, "How would any homeowner's insurance approve this? Do they just pay off houses and not get insurance? This is a serious injury and lawsuit waiting to happen, even if they had a gymnastics foam pit to fall into. The rope that could be caught or wrapped around another child's appendages while one kid holds it and another is swinging from above." All the friends probably signed waivers to be put on public social media and not sue in case something negligent happens. How many of the kids got stuck on the platform and had to be held down? It could be cool if he wanted to build an indoor treehouse up a ladder or something safer.